Hello and welcome to this episode of Kennedy Saves the World. So Mercury is in retrograde, which can make reunions very, very tricky because this is the time of year when communication and technology can really go on the fritz. And we want to hear all about being reunited. Did it feel so good? Jimmy Failla is back because it's Monday. How was your high school reunion?
Oh, man,
Tell
Jimmy.
me everything.
Well, this is what you need to know, first and foremost, that we should all feel better, you and me, about our own drinking. Because what I saw, this is crazy. I grew up, as you know, in Levittown.
Yep.
It is the biggest post-World War II community for like American GIs returning home from war. In a lot of ways, it was the first suburb.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, everybody there was a GI. Like literally everybody is a veteran in my town, at least the first generation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I grew up with a lot of old men. You should never make a sudden move around. Somebody's going to have a flashback. You're going to get popped in the head. Yeah. That's the way it worked. But anyway, as you know, and I've been upfront about this to kind of inspire people, I was a mess of a kid. Like, you know, when we always talk about, we talked about this on Fox News Saturday Night once. They were like, is your son going to drink at the prom? I'm like, dude, by the time I went to my junior prom, I was trying to quit drinking. Like, that's how I grew up in a really rough and tumble, you know, party-centric vibe. And the point I'm trying to make is these kids were better drinkers in high school than they were at the reunion. We had 4 people fall down.
What?
Fall down. Because people pre-gamed, and this is a PSA. This is not going to be about my reunion. I'm going to bring this full circle.
Okay, but I will tell you the pregame.
I know.
I never got invited to the pregame.
But
and I wouldn't have at the reunion either. Like that actually, the thought of someone else pregaming hurts my feelings.
Well, I'm only telling this story, though, for a reason. This really matters, okay? Everybody that was there were a lot of people that are Ozempic drinking. And what does that mean? A lot of these folks...
They don't eat?
No, well, there's that. But yes, they had just taken off like a flash 20, a flash 30.
Okay.
This is a public service announcement. If you lose 30 pounds, your alcohol intake changes.
Oh.
Meaning your ability to, like I've done this before, like when I've lost weight, if I lose 20 pounds, you go out drinking, it just means you can't drink as, your tolerance obviously changes. And I was surrounded by very, you know when women lose weight to the point, and men do this too, where you kind of don't see the soul in their face anymore. I saw a lot of bony people
drinking, really gaunt,
drinking too much alcohol. Like this would sound like a bit if it weren't true. One of the girls was so cartoonishly smashed that I put my arm around her and I would go, I don't know if you guys know my designated driver so-and-so. And they laughed. And as they laughed, she fell on the ground.
Oh, God.
On the ground. Like, thank God she didn't hit her head. Like, on the ground.
Did she, like...
She survived. She got up.
Dissociate? Like, I'm so embarrassed that Jimmy's making fun of my...
Just to be clear. No, because they couldn't even keep with the conversation. This is what happened, okay? This thing was from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
That's reasonable.
I witnessed a woman being cut off at 7:28. My first of 2 drinks I had. 7:28. And this is a teachable moment for everybody, okay? We've been there. Have you ever shown up to a party where you realize you are 10 drinks behind everybody else?
Yes.
And there's not even a point in being there.
Yeah.
Like you could drink, take it in for a minute, but you're actually at a daycare.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me.
Yes.
I was in my home smoking a J.C. Newman and putting it out on Jenny by like 10:30. I'm not a loser, but I'm kidding.
Did she go with you?
No.
It wasn't spouses?
We all went stag. This is a thing in my senior year, yeah. My senior year, I made the whole grade go to the prom stag.
That's awesome.
That was a cool thing. And we all took buses and went. So that's what the reunion was. But we probably could have used the chaperones this time around. It was bad. It was bad.
They should have sent the party buses with the stripper pole in the middle.
Why not? I mean, that's how we met. I'm kidding.
I haven't been to a high school reunion in so long because I graduated in 90. And so our 30 year was 5 years ago during the pandemic. So we didn't have a reunion. And then no one coordinated. Like my senior year sucked. Like no one cares.
Aww.
There used to be one person, Heather, who would keep everyone's information current, and you would get an email or a Facebook post or something from Heather every couple of years. Heather's given up. I hope she's okay. I feel like we should do a welfare check on Heather because she was the only one keeping us all together.
Oh, Hev.
Looking at you, Jenny and John, our senior class president and student body president, who, there's the ball. They dropped it.
Well, you know what happened, though? In a lot of ways, Facebook ruined high school reunions because you don't have the surprise anymore. You're not only showing up, you used to go to these and someone had snuck up on you, like, wow, that person changed. But you don't have that element of surprise anymore. Now you're showing up and you're consoling them on the loss of their dog a year and a half ago because you know everything about them. Too much. Yeah, it's almost too much. So 2 things hurt high school reunions. 1 is social media, 2 is Ozempic. You've got to know if you lose a lot of weight, you've got to change your intake.
So... that's the thing, because when people gain a lot of weight, they're hard to recognize.
Don't go anywhere. More Kennedy Saves the World right after this.
In my 20 year, I did go, and a lot of guys shaved their heads because they were going bald. And I didn't recognize so many of them, and I had to look at name tags. And I'm like, oh my God, Justin, that's you?
Yeah.
But there was, at our 10 year, one guy in our class was in a Skinamax movie.
Oh!
And I stumbled upon him, and I was like, holy cow, is that Steve? And then he showed up at the reunion, and I was like, I saw you in a Skinamax movie. And he's like, yeah, I was doing some acting for a while in LA. I was like, acting. Well, and then he ended up hooking up with a girl who she wasn't a girl, she was a woman at that point, but she had a super immense glow up. And so she was like kind of nerdy in high school and got like insanely hot and tan and fit. Yeah. And he was nerdy in high school and he got hot and tan and fit and has a video to prove it. And they apparently like hooked up at the high school reunion.
Hold on,
which
at the reunion?
Yes.
See, that didn't happen in mine because no one could consent. They were that smashed. Like, it was crazy to me. And I know them. I want you to understand, where I went to school in Levittown, I had a high school baseball coach who would take me out of 8th period, okay, and give me dirt on the teams we were going to play that week. And like, this guy just got dumped. This guy applied to Princeton and got rejected.
Wow.
And they would, I'm not kidding, I used to drink Slurpees with gin in them and just rag behind home plate. In 1995.
Were you on the team?
No, I wouldn't play baseball the senior year.
You were
I was
like
betting
a professional
sports.
heckler at
Yes.
that point?
In 1995, I have this game ball. Dennis Schneider threw a no-hitter against Garden City, struck out 15 guys.
Wow.
I got the game ball. It was Memorial Day because I was ragging so relentlessly. I used to drink Slurpees and gin, so I understand drinking and everything else like that. What I saw this weekend was something entirely different. People were crying and hugging, and it was like a Civil War battlefield. I was there, just rolling around on the ground, and I was like, but why? And I really I was like, why is this a thing? I drank with these people in the 90s, and they were fine. It's not to say they weren't drunk, but that's what it is. It's drinking in the age of rapid weight loss is a whole new ball game.
So do you think that they were just so excited that they just uncorked for a night, or are these people who need an intervention?
I think it was a night. That's what I think it was. I think there was a lot of build up to this. People were really excited. They had a party beforehand. I came to find out the girls, okay, they pregame for 3 hours before the 7 o'clock
I believe
event.
it. I know those moms.
Yeah.
I know them well.
I know. You get loose. You got a sitter. You're out on the town, and they got destroyed.
Yeah. But also, they all have like 16, 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, you go to your friend's house. Mommy's going to go to the ceremony.
Like, I'm not even kidding. At my first drink of the night, someone was giving the speech about how, like, we always had each other's backs. I'm like, what is going on? How have you been? Are you married? Do you have any kids? The thing about it was, people say stuff about us, but them. And I was like, wait, what? What is even happening? They were so many drinks ahead of me that I didn't get to enjoy it.
And you can never catch up.
No, when you walk into one of those situations, you can just as soon walk out. So my buddy Steve Robbins, great dude, right? He doesn't drink. He went to rehab young. He's in AA. He doesn't drink.
I don't know that you should use his last name.
Oh, Steve-O? Yeah, blurb it out. Steve-O. He doesn't care. Everybody knows who he is. He's a public figure. Okay, he's been to Fox a bunch. But anyway, he is, as a courteous gentleman, a guy that was like, I was like, let's just get out of here. Like, we're done. We can leave now. He's like, no, I got to go say goodbye. I'm like, there's no one you're going to say goodbye to.
That will remember the goodbye.
Zero
And
chance.
no one who will remember,
less than
Steve left without saying goodbye.
Not only was I spot on
well,
about that.
he's off the list.
Not yet. He made an attempt to say goodbye to one table of people and grew so frustrated trying to get their attention that he's like, all right, I'm out of here. And we got out of there. And I was home. And you know what's funny?
Pull my chin hair. My shirt will come up. Try it. Pull it. No, seriously. It's the weirdest thing.
And they were so drunk and so sloppy, right? that my buddy, when we got back to his house, I was like, do you want to hang out and smoke a cigar? Now, he was fine all night, and I was like, no, I don't want to hang out with him either. I was just done with it. I needed to cut the cord and go home.
Yep.
So I went home and smoked at J.C. Newman, Connecticut
Good
with
for
Jenny.
you.
That was a win.
That is fantastic.
It was a great weekend, but for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes something's like unintentionally funny or all that.
Yeah.
So it was great. It was great to see everybody. They all look the same, but everyone's alcohol tolerance
I'm
went
glad
down.
you recognize them.
Well, I did, but they're too skinny. So that's that.
Do you think half the people are like, I can't believe Failla didn't show up?
No, because every single one of them made me take a picture and record a video for their mom.
Oh, that's sweet.
My mom watches your show. I don't watch that shit. They're a cab driver or something. They were
And they
hammered.
think it's an insult. It's
No.
like, dude, I would rather party with your mom.
Yeah, your mom isn't throwing up right now. But they were, listen, they were great. I love these people, but I was genuinely, I haven't been in the presence of 50 people with multiple fall downs since 9th grade, like a backyard
Will you
keg
go
party.
to your next 10-year reunion
Yes,
in
but
2035?
yeah, I will, but my guess is they're going to have it at a church. I don't think they can have it at a bar. I was
Why?
that
Because it's
bad.
going to be a mass funeral?
Dude.
Because everyone's going to die from cirrhosis.
Dude, but listen. They don't go out a lot, and that's what I think this was. Someone flew in for this and wound up throwing up to the point that he left in an ambulance because he probably hadn't drank.
Alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, he probably hadn't drank his whole life. No, it was disgusting, and we need to own this. I'm not shying away from this. And it was amazing because, like, I was texting Jenny. I'm like, "You're gonna die laughing." I'm like, "I'm on my way home." She was like, "Is everything
What?
okay?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah."
Did you get in a fight?
Yeah. So now
Do I need to call someone?
Now some poor landscaper has to climb out my bedroom window because Jimmy's coming home an hour early. Because again, I give the
Mrs.
heads
Jenny, I did not leave the ladder outside.
up. I give the heads up. I don't think the guy falling and I put in a claim on my homeowners. I'm like, tell him I'll do another lap around the block. Take the front door, buddy. I don't care, Manuel. Just get out of there in one piece. Come on.
The best Manuel standing. All right, Jimmy, have a great week.
Going to an intervention.
It's only up from here.
Only.
This has been Kennedy Saves the World, along with Jimmy Failla. I'm Kennedy.
Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
Oh, go ahead and leave me a review while you're there. I'd love to hear what you have to say.
You've been listening to Kennedy Saves the World on the Fox News Podcast Network.